Welcome to the Cookout. Fire up the chat, turn it up loud. Come for the wrestling, stay for the chaos. Hot takes flying, yeah, you already know this. From the ring to the real, we talking that truth. Laughs get loud when the crew cut loose. It's a cookout, where the takes stay hot and the game stay wild. The Cookout, wrestling talk with that family style. The Cookout, 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 Cookout. Come for the wrestling, stay for the chaos. Workhorse Wrestling Network, let's go. With A.L.W, Sammy and Anika. Hot topics cooking, no chaser, no filter. Fire games popping, debates get reckless. If you ready for the madness, then pull up a seat. Workhorse Wrestling Network, this is the Cookout.
Hello, and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us tonight for the Cookout podcast, where we talk about what's cooking up in the world of professional wrestling. And tonight is night 2 of the Horsie Awards.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the gold edition of night 2. We will be reviewing some of the things that happened from night 1, and hopefully we'll have someone else in here. I am Dolores, your pink girl in the pink world, Sammy. Okay, so let's go on over to the studio. Here we are over here for the Horsies. That was night 1 where we talked about the bronze and the silver edition of the Horsies. Let's start off with all the things that happened on the bronze award. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go into the second page, third page. There we go. Anika chose between Jon Moxley and Gunther as the wrestler of the year. I think she chose Jon Moxley, I remember.
Yeah, I believe so.
We had for the best female wrestler of the year, Saya Kamatani. We had these are for the bronze. We had a tie, and Anika chose between FTR and Brodito. We had.
She chose FTR.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yes. Women's tag team of the year. She chose who? Sammy.
I don't remember.
I think she. I don't know, but bronze, silver, because there was a tie, ladies and gentlemen. They couldn't figure out who they wanted. Best men's singles match of the year. Bronze and silver. I think she chose the Briscoe Fletcher match, or was it All In she chose? I don't know. But
I think she chose the Briscoe Fletcher, but I believe I stated I would.
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe I stated All In was for me. I mean, you had everybody in that All In match. That All In match was so good.
Yes, and for those who don't know, that was for silver. Ended up being for the Fletcher match. Bronze ended up being Adam Page and Moxley All In. Because Nika was the tiebreaker at that point. Let's go to the next page. She broke the Fletcher Will Ospreay for the overall male wrestler of the year based on skills, performance, and impact. I think she chose Will Ospreay, didn't she?
I thought she chose Fletcher because Will Ospreay has been injured for a few months.
Yes,
that was the reason.
So Fletcher was the silver, bronze was Will Ospreay. Overall female wrestler of the year based on skills, performance, and impact. Bronze went to Saya Kamatani. Now we're on to the silver that happened the week before last. And we're going to go to best male singles wrestler of the year, Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, that's my dude.
We're going to go on to best female singles wrestler of the year, Toni Storm for silver. She had a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Best men's singles match of the year for silver was Kenny Omega versus Gay Kid at Wrestle Kingdom 19, which was an incredible match. I loved it. Best men's tag team match of the year, FTR versus Brodito Full Gear was silver.
You guys went heavy on the full gear choices.
I know. Best tag team match of the year was the Babes of Wrath versus Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa. We had, let's see, 16. It won't get stuck today. Silver for the best wrestling promotion company of the year because everybody agreed on one and somebody just had one other choice. So it was silver. It was CMLL. Best pay-per-view or major event of the year. There was a tie for silver between Full Gear and Willow winning the championship. I think Anika just chose Full Gear, period. Um, so then Full Gear would probably go to bronze, and I mean no, Full Gear would go to silver, Willow would go to bronze. We had a tie for overall male wrestler of the year based on skills, performance, and impact. Swerve and Konosuke Takeshita. I forgot her choice, but either one of them is great. So then we're on to overall female wrestler of the year based on skills, performance, and impact. It was Tony Storm at silver. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, bronze is third, silver is second, gold is first. Now we're on to tonight's main event.
Woohoo!
It is the Cookout's Gold Horsie Awards. Okay,
All right.
I'm gonna put Sammy over on the side over here. Over on the side. I'm gonna switch
Oh,
Sammy to the side over here. Okay, so Sammy, after the elimination of what we just saw for bronze and silver, who are some of you the top picks you think might be at the top?
okay. So I think that the wrestler of the year for men is going to be Hangman Page, and I think the women's wrestler of the year is going to be the CEO herself.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see, Sammy. I think there'll be a little shocker here.
Oh, okay.
Not with those categories, but just one of the categories. Even I was like, what? Again, you all are a little indecisive.
That's very true. We are very distinct personalities.
Yes, this is the Golden Horse Award they will be getting. Ladies and gentlemen, go to the next page. We best male singles wrestler of the year is Hangman Page.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, y'all were in unison for number one. That was Hangman Page. We have the next best female singles wrestler of the year, Mercedes Moné. Y'all were locked in on number one. Some of these categories for number one, you already knew who was going to win. And so it made it so much easier for your girl when y'all chose number one on some of these categories.
I mean, I didn't know who everybody else voted for, but like they weren't shown the previous night, and it's like they are too good to not be on this list. Like for real. Like since they weren't on night one, they had to be on night two.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on. Best men's tag team of the year, the Young Bucks. I think they kind of fell off a little bit, but they were really
I
consistent together.
I mean, my favorite moment was going to that live show and the crowd chanting EBT trigger. Like that floored me and I loved it. Like favorite moment of wrestling for the entire year goes to Young Bucks. EBT trigger.
Okay, this is where we had a tie for the best women's tag team of the year. For number one, it was Sisters of Sin and the Babes of Wrath. I, I kind of enjoyed Sister of Sins more than I did but I also now a Willow fan or a Harley Cameron fan. So that probably is also influence on this decision because I feel like they were two broken people put together to uplift
Mm.
each other. But Sammy, who would you pick out of these two?
The person who came in third place.
You know, Sammy, you have to see. This is why they're so indecisive, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly why. But Anika, when y'all come back, probably can go over and pick some. But I would say Sister.
Knowing my compatriots, I'll probably go Babes of Wrath because they are huge Willow fans.
I know, and that eats me alive. Ladies and gentlemen, on to best singles match of the year. It is Hangman Adam Page versus Will Ospreay. Double or
Mm.
nothing.
Oh, that's definitely worthy of being the gold. I dig it. I definitely dig it.
Yes, it was really good. I enjoyed that match. I think AEW did really good with their pay per views last year. Um, we're gonna go into this is where you are surprised they couldn't pick nothing. Nothing. So the best women's singles match of the year had a pure straight up tie all the way down. Nobody beat anybody. So Mercedes versus Statlander at All In last year. Mercedes versus Tony in Full Gear. Io, Bria, and Bianca at WrestleMania. Hater versus Thekla at Wrestle Dream. Tony Storm versus Mariah May at Hollywood Ending. Saya Kamatani versus Tam Nakano. Career versus Career at All Star Grand Kingdom. Queendom. So, Sammy, if you had a choice between all these.
Well, my choice was career versus career at All Star Grand Queendom. Like, we saw the retirement of Tam Nakano, and we saw the rise in dominance that is Saya Kamitani.
I think all
Like,
of us picked one, and then when we got to like do the repo, everybody was like, "We're gonna stick to that," and so that's why everybody is. I mean, overall, good for women's wrestling. That we couldn't pick is one match that stood out of all of them. So I'll give it a good hand clap of praise. I personally chose the EO Rhea Bianca. If you all do not know, I watch
Mania.
yeah, I watch a lot of wrestling, but I do a lot of watch alongs for WWE. So that stood out for me because it was like three hard hitting women in a match, and it rocked for WrestleMania. Now we're on to the next thing, which is best men's tag match of the year. It's Swerve and Ospreay versus the Young Bucks at All In 2025.
Mm-hmm. That was the best match of All In.
Yes, I enjoyed it. I did go back and watch it again because sometimes I watch stuff and then I forget about it and then I have to go back and watch it again. But I enjoyed that match really good.
If it wasn't like All Out was better than All In, but All In had this match, and this was the match that I went through the next day thinking about.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, best women's tag team match of the year. It
Mm-hmm.
was AEW Women's Blood and Guts match, hands down. I think
Hell
everybody
yeah.
knows it. So I don't think it had any other other choices other than this. So I purely enjoyed it from start to finish. I don't know about you, Sammy. What did you think about it?
This was the match I voted for. Like, it was hands down. Like, there was good women's wrestling this year, but like, this is competing for women's match of the year. This is competing for tag match of the year. Like, this is a spectacle that was definitely worthy to watch. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yes. We're on to best booker / creative team of the year. And we had many ways to say Tony Khan. So I'm gonna say allegedly before I say why Tony Khan. We had Tony Khan. We had AEW creative and booking team, along with we all know who chose this saying. Tony Khan's alleged dealer. Okay. I said alleged. They just said his dealer. Okay. So Tony, obviously we all picked Tony Khan. Sammy. And the person, the other person out of all of us chose the second option, which was CMLL. So that's why it became silver. So I don't think it was unexpected. I also like because we put his alleged dealer. I like the picture of him looking like he just going through it, man. He going through it. Take me through there. Take me through there. Twin. That's what he
I,
doing.
I mean, Ring of Honor and AEW, like he's the figurehead behind all of it. And as we've come to be very aware, he's pretty hands on with what goes on. Like like wrestlers come up with stuff, but he doesn't have a board of writers. The writers are him and the wrestlers. And
Yes, and
it's
I think it's
great.
great because he's improved the interviews. He's not unhinged. He's not, getting on Twitter doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. He is very keeping it cute, keeping it mute, and I appreciate it.
I mean, it's very possible it's just a lot of caffeine, but the dude looks like he doesn't sleep.
As somebody who drinks caffeine and has un like I can in 2 to 3 days sleep at least 4 hours. I never looked like that, Sammy. I don't know. I don't know. And I
Mm.
used to drink energy drinks and Coca-Colas and the rest of that back in the day and never had that moment. Okay.
I'm
But
drinking Mountain Dew right now.
maybe that's, allegedly whatever he doing, whether it's sliding down the ski slopes or knocking back 30 or 40 or 50 or 60, that is up to him. Okay. Wish him the best and keep making that, it's night and day. Look at that picture when he first started. That is unhinged. And look at the picture now. Those are two different people. Can we say we had a invention?
It's clearly a stressful job, but if he ain't the best at it, then I don't know who is.
I think other people have potential, it's just they don't have the money to show it.
Huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go on to the next award, which was for best wrestling promotion slash company of the year. It was AEW, hands down, hands
Goes
down.
hand in hand.
Yep,
Goes
that's why
hand in hand. That last award and this award, like
that was very good. I mean, that's why I was saying earlier. That's why CMLL was the second choice somebody chose. Because I was trying to get a little bit of you all pick some more options, but AEW was hands down, and then somebody's like, well, they thought AEW would be all of it, so they just chose CMLL. Which CMLL, excuse me, CMLL is working with AEW, so he's pretty much saying the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the next award, which is for best pay-per-view or major event of the year. There was a tie for first. Double or Nothing 2025 and All In. Both got the same amount of votes for number one. So, Sammy, I would say I
I think I might have been mistaken before. Because now that I'm looking at this poster of All In, like there was some really good stuff on that.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. I kind of loved All In a little bit more than I loved like Double or Nothing.
I mean, that tag match stuck with me, but man, like there was some really good stuff that I'm just not giving credit to for that show. Because,
And
geez,
also, it's rare that you get, especially with AEW and a lot of injuries, the two major players, the two people that we thought were the top of the top in wrestling, man and woman, are on both posters. Because you got Hangman and Mercedes on both.
mm-hmm. And
So
they deserve it. They both of them had such a hell of a year, and kudos to both of them. And I look forward to next year.
yeah,
Well, technically this year now.
I'm going to go on to the next one, and it is for overall male wrestler of the year. John Moxley was gold. Okay,
So he's bronze for singles and he's gold for overall. Man, that's
because once we
he's
did the
got it
vote
down.
for overall, you all chose him as that.
Hmm. Well, because that's including his promos. That's including the tag matches. Like there's so much more that he does than just singles competitor.
Yes, and for the female overall, Mercedes Monet is top of the top, collecting them golds like she was doing before.
Uh, that surprises me a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. Uh, I don't feel like she's the best promo. She's good. Don't get me wrong, she's good. But I think that this is heavily weighed by just how great of a she is. Because I feel like she's number one in between those ropes, and there's not a close second.
Yeah, I think that too. Um, let's go on to yeah, because we're at the end. For those who don't know, we took a personal poll amongst us. How would they rate overall quality of professional wrestling? That because we did this toward the end of the year. They chose majority 60% at 7. We had 8 and 6 be at 20. So you all thought that wrestling was about a 7 out of 10 for the year majority. So, Sammy, do you agree with that or you think it higher or
Well,
lower?
it looks like everybody pretty well agreed. I think I might have been that 8.
Yeah, because one person was at 8 and one person was at 6, and 3 of us were at, well, I think I probably would have been at 6 because I watched a whole bunch of wrestling.
So all the 7s are the
so,
ones who didn't show up tonight.
so I was 6, you was 8, and then the 3 people who did that. So J News, because Anika didn't do it. So J News, A.L.W, and CM were the 3 that chose 7. Yep. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our Hollywood ending of wrestling for 2025. Hopefully, we'll get back to the studio. 2026 will be better. Uh, I am going to keep up with traditions. Let me put this caption on first. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. It is Clown of the Week. We're gonna keep up with that. You know, even though my girl CM ain't here, we got to represent. Sammy got some cool glasses. Um, but ladies and gentlemen, Clown of the Week. And Clown of the Week, I hate to say this, and I know a nigga gonna run out if she in the chat. Triple H, okay? Triple H definitely got to get Clown of the Week. Cause listen, I don't know if you heard the quote unquote rumors that they Roman wanted to face Cody, and in the match they swap. So Cody becomes heel, Roman becomes face. And Triple H received that information and immediately gave the title to Drew McIntyre. Also, his
I mean, why did that information come out? Like,
I I think somebody was, and it came out in the head. I think I got a notification today that Unreal is out. So
they, oh
oh,
man, okay. I was like, I can't blame Triple H for that, but if it's on Unreal, and they posted that for the
I don't
world
think
to
it's on.
see.
I don't think it's on Unreal because they showed a trailer
Oh.
of all the things that were going to be on Unreal a week ago. So that Naomi kind of mentions about the walkout. She also mentions about wrestling pregnant, finding out she's pregnant. R-Truth talks about being fired. He gets emotional. Road Dogg gets emotional. They talk about changes of plans. So that's where I'm like, Triple H, you didn't have to do that. And it's almost like it's weird. It's been booking has been weird. The fact that we're going back to 3 hours on Friday is weird. Everything is weird.
Personal note: keep our truth on my television. I don't care if it's just like you know a Farouk esque appearance of where Farouk would just show up and go, "Damn," and that was it. Like
Okay,
if
so
that's how you want to use them, I'd want more, but like keep them on my TV though.
so I
Keep them
thought
on
they
my
would
TV.
put an episode out a week this time, but instead they did like they did last time and dropped out 5 episodes. So that might be something y'all can talk about the cookout. So episode is no days off. Um, they summarize it saying that it's talking about balancing parenthood with WWE. So Seth Rollins kicks off SummerSlam with Becky Lynch. Pat McAfee drops the mic. They talk about that. Then episode 2 is the truth. It's about beloved superstar R-Truth facing his harsh reality as contract dispute cast doubt on his career. And Naomi eyes a comeback as she enters episode 3, The Vision, and it talks about how Penta dazzled the crowd at the Money in the Bank debut. Seth Rollins and Heyman opened the door for new generations of WWE superstars. Episode 4 is the performance art. Triple H and the writers devise a top secret SummerSlam reveal, an electrifying match between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley's pushes Evolution to new heights. I enjoyed that match. And then we have episode 5, where Seth Rollins shocks the WWE universe. Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria roll with the punches because you remember I think they had some time cut on that match. John Cena wrestles his final SummerSlam match. So those are the 5 episodes in which, and they're like episode 1 is 50 minutes, episode 2 is 57, episode 3 is 53, episode 4 is 1 hour and 1 minute, and episode 5 is 1 hour and 5 minutes. So, I don't know, maybe y'all can talk about 1 or 2 of the episodes or kind of do a watch along next week. I don't know. But I'm definitely interested in hearing Naomi if she will talk out about the walkout because on the trailer she mentions there was many other reasons, not just what may have been heard of why they walked out. So I don't think WWE will even let them even hint to talk about it. So I don't know. And our truth was like semi emotional, and Road Dogg was crying. I was like, okay. He's like, our truth called me. He had been fired. I was like, okay, now you landed on thick now, sir.
Well, I will give Triple H props if that information came out, but it wasn't because of him.
And so I'm trying to figure out why. Also, clown of the week, I have to do it to you. I have to do it to you. And for everybody who's like, Dolores saw WWE, she just can't take it. Clown of the week is to good old JR. He got
Mm.
he got to get the clown of the week. Now, for those non melanated fans, that might be a shock to you that JR said may have said or done these things. To the rest of us, we were like, okay, I figured that. That's not new to us. I could have told you that. But what we do wish is that he maybe he turned a new leaf. But listening to Bubba's version.
Wait, wait,
Bubba,
wait, wait, wait.
not
D-
Bubba,
does that does
Devon.
that mean I fall into the melanated bracket?
You got a little seasoning. You got some seasonings in your palate. You're doing
Mm.
good. There's the thing about it is that hearing Devon respond, Devon didn't wait no time. He responded. Devon named places, people. He even talked about Heyman being a part of it. And if you definitely ask Heyman, he definitely will tell you. Because from the story he told the second time, they were in catering and JR spoke to everybody but him. And Heyman essentially asked, "Oh, so you ain't gonna speak to him because he black?" And JR response was, "Yeah." And so allegedly, that's what Devon said. And he named that Paul was there, Bubba was there. I think he named two or three other people were there that in that catering area that heard and saw this incident happen. So he said, okay, essentially, since you want to do this, he's like, I didn't even want to say his name, which if they go back to the tape, Maven did a tape of his own where Maven said he never had that experience with JR, but he had heard some things. And so when Bubba initiated that, he knew what they were talking about. And that's when he did the good old JR thing. And then that Devon made it clear he didn't want to say his name. He didn't want to do nothing. Bubba asked the question. He answered it, and Bubba and Maven, are the ones who put the hints out that it was JR. He also clarified that Michael Hayes, he's never had a problem. Michael Hayes was very helpful. So for those who assume that was who he was talking about, that was not. And that the first incident happened at the Planet Rock, like the Hollywood, like Planet Rock, whatever.
Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, down in New York's Times Square. And they were there for the opening. They came up. JR, he said, was obviously, allegedly drunk and kind of told Bubba, like, I wish I could do something with him, but and Bubba's like, but he cool. And he's like, yeah, he might be cool, but he black. So, and Bubba was there. So this it's like he's not doing this like one on one with this man. He's allegedly doing this with a group of people there. So people can like say, "Oh, I was there," and I think Paul, and from my understanding, what Devon said, Paul went off on Jr. after he said, "Yeah," because he black. And so I can see Paul Heyman doing that. And
Hmm.
he says, when I say I had not experienced racism in ECW, he said we were a family working together trying to get to the top. He said, now they might have been racist, but they never did it in front of me. He says, WWE, I only had this person who clearly said to my face they didn't like me because of the color of my skin. Now I don't know what they don't feel. He's like, whatever they feel behind the scenes, other people never experienced that to me. I just had this experience with this one person. And I did not like JR's response was like, he dismissed Devon like I don't know what. He was just like, I ain't never did this. He must be misremembering, and then he's like, he must not be happy with since his career ended and Bubba is doing such great things with his life. And it's like you dismissing that man and his accomplishments. He runs a great school. He's doing good work. And essentially you said because he said you said these things to him that his life is trash and he's just trying to get clout. I was like, you know what? You can keep that. Keep that. For those who are wondering what's this background noise, this is my hydroponics machine. I'm growing tomatoes and jalapenos. Yes, since the last time y'all saw me, I
Mm.
grow stuff. Yeah, okay.
I like
Um,
jalapenos. I prefer habaneros, but jalapenos are nice.
the crazy thing is, I put all these pods in there. I don't eat tomatoes or jalapenos. This is just growing, okay? But ladies and
I
gentlemen,
heard I heard
yes,
that if you grow tomatoes in the soil that you grew jalapenos in, that the tomatoes will be a bit spicy.
I don't know. You know, hydroponics is growing in water. So it's a machine where it's just you fill it up full of water and it grows in the
Yeah.
water. So I've done it before. I've grown not tomatoes and jalapenos, but I've grown like lettuce and basil and a lot of stuff. And so this time I was like, I'm gonna do the thing. But
Um, I I grew tomatoes and cucumbers, and I tried to grow jalapenos before, but they didn't take for whatever reason. It never sprouted.
like I don't know how to describe it, but well, hydroponics, it is been in here 22 days. If you see the picture of them, I'll show you when we get on camera. They're almost to where I have to move the light stand up. They grow extremely quickly in this hydroponics. They drink a lot of
Ugh.
water. They drink a lot of water, so that's when you hear the water recycling. And sometimes I have to cut the roots because they get down in the bottom real quick. Um, and they grow. My only thing is that this is the first time I've grown something. Well, I didn't. The first I grew some butternut squash in there. It literally grew on the ground round my table. And then when I threw it away, Sammy, somebody was like, "You know, you're supposed to pollinate them," and I said, "Pollinate them." They're like, "Yeah, rub them together, the male and the female together." And I'm like, "I'm not out here trying to beekeep. I'm just trying to." I like hydroponics because you can grow in your house, okay? And it's easy to you can grow anything. Put it a seed in the pie, you can grow anything. A lot of people use that to jumpstart gardens because they can't do it. They put it in there, it grows extremely big. You take it out, you just put the pie in the soil. That's it. So I these things are looking like trees over here in 22 days. And I suggest anybody do gardening, prepping, do your own. Listen, it's hard out here in this world, and you gotta learn how to do stuff yourself.
How much does that run you?
Well, somebody gave me this. I was lucky, but you can. They do
Oh,
have them on sale for like they got them cheap now. Initially, when I looked at them, they were like $200, but now they're like you can get them for like 30, 40, $50. You can get them different pods. You can get the ones where you put your own seeds in them, or you can get the ones that are already pre-seeded for whatever you're trying to get.
and you just gotta put it by a window so it gets some light in.
You don't even have to put it by a window. You know why?
Really?
Yes, because it has a artificial light. So like
Mm.
mine's is electronic. You can get the ones that are not electronic. But my light comes on from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. and then it's off. So it simulates sunlight. And the water filters through itself. You can get like a little water filtration thing I have on the side. But like this round, I just filled it up full of water. Fill it up to the top. It'll do every 14 days. You give it a little bit of liquid food, and that's it.
And that allows you to grow plants year round.
Uh huh. Like for instance, on YouTube, if you do hashtag WIG 2025 or 2026 or whatever, they have a challenge for winter indoor growing. And you can even, for those who don't even know, honestly, I'm out here, but you can literally get grow lights, which now like $12, $13, and grow in pots in your house. You don't have to get a hydroponic system. I just like that the last time I literally had ongoing veggies and stuff in my stuff and salad stuff, and it literally was in there for like 100 days, and all I did was trim, cut. I clean it every once in a while. Water. It doesn't, and you use distilled water. So like we got Kroger and stuff. It takes. This took a gallon of water. So like a gallon of water is like $1.25. I buy like 4 or 5 of them because I use it for my CPAP too, the distilled water. So and most of the times it's available. But yeah, it's really nice, Sammy. I tell everybody to get one. Or if you want to do like you got pots and stuff, get your grow light, turn it on, let it get its artificial sunlight on the inside, and it's great. Cause mine is near a window, but I have blinds behind it, so it's not getting any sun from the outside. It's just getting the sun from the actual potted plant itself. Yes, Dolores is out here gardening and crafting, y'all. I left y'all and started going over there working with the gardeners and the crafters, and I'm like, that's where I need to be. So
Y- I mean, that definitely sounds up my alley. Personally, I'd like to start getting into pickling.
yes, they were just talking about that the other day on I haven't seen you the link to it, but they were talking about that too and how to do it. With because I know the lady that I currently help on her channel, she was saying that it's a nervousness when she hear it tingling that like it's about to explode, and so they were talking to her about it, and like I was like, oh okay, now I get it because some people even do it in the crock pot. Some people do it with on top of the stove, old school style. So it's up to you, or you can get one of the fancy machines and vacuum suck it and do whatever you do. But so there's many ways to do it. I just think the
I don't know
hydroponic.
why, but you said that, and my brain immediately went to a scary movie.
Listen, I've been up here watching clips because I've been editing certain stuff because I edit for people now, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm listen. This whole like tech editing AI stuff, I've been down with it, but the more I show people, the more I'm like, oh, the more work you have to do to keep up because things change overnight. Even like CapCut, they doing a whole bunch of things now. I'm like, okay, now we got to keep up. Now we got to do this. So Workhouse Wrestling Network, when I get to y'all, be like, why is there some stuff changing? It's because we got to get into the know. I try out the stuff first, then I spread the wealth to everybody else. So with that
Well, we
being,
just had an off-camera conversation on camera. Come for the wrestling,
I
stay
mean,
for the
they gotta,
chaos.
yes, listen, they gotta learn how to take care of themselves, Sammy. You might want to have a salad or add some veggies or have some, jalapeno, whatever you're eating while you watching
It's
wrestling.
it's normally rice and beans for me. Rice and beans,
Listen,
lots of it.
this will be good for you to have so you don't have to buy seasonings and stuff. You can have your herbs and stuff like that.
Ooh! I didn't even think of that. An herb garden. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what it'll let you do it. Herbs, um, everything. You can grow fruit in here. Strawberries and
Well,
stuff.
I mean,
Our little
fruit. Okay, strawberries. I was thinking like fruits that like those are trees. Like that'll get pretty big to be inside my
Well,
apartment.
some people do that. They start off with growing it, and then when it gets to a certain size, they will, because the little sponges that you put the seed in, they will put it in dirt in a pot, like in the corner of their house with a little grow light or somewhere where it might be sunny or their balcony. And that's how they start their favorite fruit tree or, whatever kind of tree they're trying to grow. Listen, the more I get into this stuff, the more I'm like, I need to heal myself from the inside out. Listen, so I can eventually be a wrestling valet like I want to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I have not uploaded none of the new graphics. Okay, I know I told y'all that last week I was gonna do that, but your girl been busy and I've been horribly sick. I was fighting the fight to get here today. But ladies and gentlemen, at the end of every month, I'm going to upload the end of every month, probably the first of the next month. I will be uploading everything Workhouse Wrestling Network to its different slots. But you can catch us on all these social medias. Most likely you'll be talking, I think, to A.L.W now. But I will get back on that too because we need to start back sharing stuff. So you'll catch all the little stuff, inside teas and stuff like that. I'm trying to get them everybody to do when they watch stuff to record it so y'all can see. Okay, real time action. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to find the Cookout podcast. We got to change the logo and everything. You can find it in these places. Again, first every month. Right now, up until the new year is loaded. Then we've done 2 episodes this year so far. So it's at the end of the month. I will upload all the episodes, okay? So you can binge watch us at one time. The Cookout is every Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Listen, you come for the wrestling, you stay for the chaos. You never know what Anika, Sammy, A.L.W, CM are going to do. And sometimes I pop in for the shenanigans, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Friday Night Fights. It's not even Friday Night Fights no more. It's Friday Night Fight. Because there's no more fights. There's just a fight with SmackDown. Ladies and gentlemen,
It's a fight to make it through SmackDown.
It's a fight, period. You got to fight for your life. Sammy. So make sure you check it out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know I was notified after I did the thumbnail and the song, but we're going to keep it like it is. Anika and A.L.W do win a circle, okay? I know the thumbnail, you saying Dolores, I see Anika, Sammy, and A.L.W on the thumbnail. Yeah, because they used to be a trio. But you know what? We're going to pray that they keep it together again.
I've shown up to it before, but yeah, Saturday mornings, I'm usually busy or asleep.
Yeah, so we're gonna pray for Sammy to get up to come check us out. Check us out. Ladies and gentlemen, or if you are in the chat right now, remember, if you put exclamation WWN, you can drop your links to share them out to the wonderful people here in the chat. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me mosey on down the road, and I'm going to let you know, hey, it has been fun to go over the bronze, silver, and gold of the Horsie Awards, and a hand clap for all the winners out there. Yes, yes, yes. And thank you to everybody who participated in the poll. We are going to be eventually doing more on the channel here. We're going to be doing predictions. We're going to be having fun. We're going to be playing games. So make sure you tune in for all these things here at the Workhorse Wrestling Network. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. What time is it? It's time to act the fool, ladies and gentlemen, because you know it's time to end this show. Listen, man, woman, girl, boy, them, they, it, whatever you want to be today. Listen, please keep your clothes on. I ain't trying to see all that. But I got something because it's on fire that'll help put it out. And that's if I just cut the lights out. Listen, you feel that cool breeze? That right there, that'll heal anybody. But until the end, we want to say peace.
That was a cookout. Came for the wrestling, stayed for the chaos. A.L.W, CM, Sammy, Anika. Yeah, we cooked it up. Workhorse Wrestling Network. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you at the next cookout.